Hello, 445 people. Image and reality. Some announcements first. Actually, first, sorry. Hope this finds you well and you're dealing, washing your hands, and so on. Um, Couple things. First of all, I will be sending papers back to you this week. The grading kind of got derailed, in part because I kind of left it to the second half of spring break, and then we got the word about teaching online, and that became kind of a thing. So anyway, you will get all your stuff back, and so you can get started on your projects. Um, which by now I guess are just going to be papers because I just got the word from reading the UT email that we're going to be doing this for the rest of the semester. So strap in, I guess. We'll make the best of it. So you'll get your papers back. Please, if you haven't joined Remind, haven't joined Remind, please join Remind and check your email daily and all that. What I'm going to be doing is posting videos for each class that allow me to say a lot more than I can type. And I'll do that either once or twice a week, but the videos will tell you whether I'm going to do it a second time in the week. All right, so this week is interesting in the sense that this week and next week we were going to cover the books that were assigned to you. The first being Mediated by Thomas de Zengotita, who I will refer to from now on as Tommy Z. And the second by Farhad Manjoo, True Enough, Learning to Live in a Post-Fact Society. The other thing for this week was a piece by one of my absolute favorite bloggers, Brian Phillips, about covering, quote unquote, the Super Bowl as a journalist, but not really being able to see the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl is so extraordinarily scripted and micromanaged that there's really not an event. It's more like, as he puts it in the article, a sequence of events, a sequence of steps that you just kind of participate in, sort of, kind of. So anyway, read that. It's very accessible, and his words about the Super Bowl are really exactly what we're trying to talk about in terms of what we're referring to as mediation. We return to Tommy Z's book for a moment. Mediated, rather, the book is about the many, many ways in which not only have contemporary media, how contemporary media inflect the information we get, but how we have come to expect this kind of inflection. We have sort of internalized it, and so it is now very, very difficult for us to deal with anything in an unmediated way. Think about every time you've heard somebody say, "Oh yeah, I saw that. It was crazy. It was like we were in a movie or something." That's kind of what he's talking about. But he has a kind of a vague and evasive language to him. So it's not the easiest thing in the world to read, but you know this because you read it already or should have. So anyway, he's going to talk about the blob, which is really the ability of contemporary mass media to kind of grab onto something and make it, really control it, quite frankly, and not really give humans a real opportunity to interpret it for themselves, but to sort of take from it what power structures and media companies and so on would prefer you to take from it. So yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about. So the first thing, and what I would really ask from you this week is, especially since it's a weird week and everybody's coming back, really just kind of gather your resources and make sure that you've read what's on the syllabus for this week. And what is on the syllabus for this week? That was my cat trying to jump on the table and falling on her butt. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, you are responsible for the intro in the first chapter of Mediated by Thomas de Zengotita. The intro and chapters 1 and 6 and the epilogue of Farhad Manjoo's True Enough, and then the reading by Brian Phillips about the Super Bowl. So please, if you haven't, obviously, read those. And what I would like from you by the end of the week is a document of no more than 500 words, maybe 750, but a brief document that does two things. One, shows me that you have read these sources and that you have assimilated the material, even indeed if you still have questions about it, okay, but that you have tried to wrestle the bear, as it were, and get some meaning from these assigned texts. And it should be fairly easy, quite frankly, with Manju and Phillips. Zengotita, as I said, kind of vague, a little bit evasive, but he's up to something. And then what I would like you to do is give me some of your critical thoughts on all of them, sort of as a whole. So, yeah, not more than 500 words, please, and demonstrate that you've done the reading and demonstrate that you've had some thoughts about it. And I will take a look at these things when I get them back from you. These do not necessarily have to come in by Thursday, but it would be kind of handy if they did, because that will allow me to take a look at them and tell you something before the weekend, something for you to think about. And yeah, so send me that, and I'll take a look at what you've said, and that'll help me gauge how well you understood, and what we need to pursue in terms of talking about it, and so on. So since this is my first video after reading that we're going to be doing this for the rest of the semester, I should say, we may venture into online conferencing platforms like Zoom a bit later on, but for right now, still trying to figure out how to deliver something online, so we'll go from there. Take care of yourselves. Do your reading. Write something for me and send it to me. And yeah, I will almost certainly be back in touch with you on Thursday, and hopefully give you something to think about over the weekend. But in the meantime, stay safe. All right. See ya.